Alright guys, I'm going to quickly go over all of my supplies for making boxes. I got everything at Blick, the art store. You can get some of this stuff on Amazon, but I just always go to Blick because it was across the street from my art school, and that's where I learned how to make books and boxes, and so I just like buying the supplies that I used in school. So this is my binder's board, which is kind of like a cardboard, but not. It's thicker. It says acid free. This is 4 sheets, 14 by 20. And it is, what is this? It's 17 centimeters thick. That's the key thing. It's got to be pretty thick if you're making books and boxes. And then this is some superior quality book cloth. I have one, it's 17 by 19 for a sheet. We have 2 of them because I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. Then we've got just some scissors. These are some silly Mod Podge scissors. Then you're going to need this stuff, which is PVA professional adhesive, ideal for bookbinding and paper projects. But you just need some heavy duty glue. This is definitely the best stuff. And then we have our bone file for getting inside the box and just making sure that when we lay down paper and whatnot, it's really nice and flat. Ruler, pencil, and then a pen. And then we also have some nice decorative paper that I'll show you guys later, as well as I have my cutting board. And then this is what we're working with today, which is the lovely wedding album. So we're making a box for the wedding album, and that is just a little overview of the supplies, and we will now get into actually making the box. Hello friends, it's been a minute since I've made a video. We're now in 2024. I just touched something sharp. We're in 2024. Happy New Year. I hope everybody enjoyed the holidays or just made it through it. I was one of those people this year. I just barely made it through. But here we are. I'm going to try and get back into regular videos, getting back to doing 2 a month. One goal for 2024 is doing more DIY and more so craft videos with you guys. I have random craft skills, like we have this lovely wedding album because I did get to shoot a wedding in November. So this was my friend's wedding album that I put together. I'll show you guys like a cute little page. Bow. And from there, I decided that I wanted to make them a box because that's a random skill and thing that I like to do. So is make handmade boxes, portfolio boxes. I took a bookmaking and box class when I was in art school, and I can like show you, like, these are little books that I've made in the past. Like this was for a client, and it's just a little pull-out book with a little dragonfly cover, front and back. And then we also have this book, which opens more like this. So you have a cover and a back cover, and then it opens and falls like that. And then it also is kind of cool because it's got these little like flip pages. So yeah, I like making little books. I would love to get back into that and sharing that. It's just something that I like to do. So I want to get back to getting crafty and making my photography. Oh yeah, the other cool thing, this is like a photo. So the cover of this book is a photo I took. So that's where I try and mix my things together. And I loved this class. But yeah, so we're going to get to bookmaking. I'm going to show you guys the things that you're going to need to make a book. And then I'll show you guys how to make a box. And I will also throw this in there that I am very much just making a box. If this is your first time trying to make a box or make a book, I definitely recommend making a miniature so that you know, because like I made this one before I made the bigger version, and like some of the pages were a little too tall, so I had to figure out my measurements as well as it looks. No, okay, no, it's even, so that's good. And then this is another like miniature, and I made a bigger version, and I mean it looks like it sits off center, but that's also just kind of the I forgot that it came apart, the structure. But yeah, that just helps you to really like know before you make the final or bigger version, is to make a miniature or a model, or just make two. That's the other thing. My teacher always was like, make two of everything that you do, because usually your second one turns out a little better, because you will have figured out things from the first one that you're like, oh, I could have done this, or I should have done this. And so then when you make the second one, it's just always just a little bit better than the first. So yeah, we're gonna get into this, and like I said, I'm just gonna go straight into making this box. I'm confident with my box making skills that I don't want to make a miniature. I just also don't have time. This book got lost in the mail and I need to get it to the client, so I just want to make their box and like get it to them, because it was supposed to be there like around December 26th, but it got lost in the mail and I had to hunt it down, and I just got it yesterday. So let's get to making them a box. Alright, so first couple things about our box. One, we know we want to put a book inside of our box, and our book is 10 inches and it's a square, so it's 10 all around. So I'm debating if I want to go just an inch bigger, which would give us enough room. I usually try and leave enough room so that somebody can get their finger or their to pull out the book if there's a book in there, because if we make it 10 to 10, which is like perfect, the box, it can be a little harder to get the book out sometimes. So that's where I'm thinking 11, and then 12 almost seems also kind of nice, because then that really gives us like 2 inches of space. And then that's also where sometimes when I make boxes, I will make them 12 inches because I do want that 2-inch space, and I'll make a slot in the box that will fit for their USB that goes along with their album. But these folks already picked up their USB, so that's where I don't know if I still want to include that slot for them. And then really, I'm adding a little surprise to their box. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to add a secret compartment, which is to the bottom layer, so then I almost kind of want to make space in the bottom layer, so that because they don't know that because these are my friends that had me shoot their wedding, but I got them a few prints, and so I want to kind of sneak these into their box at the bottom. And so that's where you would take out the album and it would just look like a box, but there will be a little pull tab, and if you pull that tab, that's where I want to hide these prints from their wedding. So that's also where this is gonna be. We're gonna knock on wood that everything works out, because I'm not making a prototype. I'm really just gonna go for it and make this. So that's why, again, if it's your first time making a box, or you're just like nervous, definitely recommend make a miniature version of whatever you're making, just so you can work out the kinks. But I'm on a little bit of a timeline, and we're just going to get into the box making. So I think with that, I think we're going to go with the 11 inches, since I know I'm going to put a bottom or a secret component in the bottom. So this is my book board, and we're going to cut it down. I'm going to need a top and a bottom that are 10 inches, as well as a couple other pieces that I will explain in just a second, okay? Alright guys, I had to go and snag my book. This is by Elisa Golden, A-L-I-S-A, and then Golden. I bought this book a little before I went to art school, and then wouldn't you know that she actually taught bookmaking at my art school. So I took this class with her, and then this was also her reference book, and I already had it. There's just one part that I can't remember for the style of box that I'm trying to make. It's called a clamshell. In here it's page 235 if you end up with this book. So I'm going to give it a little look over, and then I'll go over it with you guys, and then we'll get to making my box. Alright, like I said, I got my book because there's just one little part that I couldn't remember, and I just needed a little refresher. And if you end up with this book, the page I'm on is 235. I'm making a clamshell style box. I used to have one I would show you guys, but I don't know where it is right now. So, alright guys, the first pieces that I'm going to cut here are going to be the outside of our box. So I know that I want it to be 11 by 11 for the full box, and we'll go from there. I hate touching this book so much, but let's see how. No? Alright, see, this is why I go 12. So holding our album up it's very close there. I'll still be able to use this piece, but we're going to make the outside 12. So I need to cut this guy to 12. Okay. So we were at 11. Now we're going to go to 12. Okay, 12. Oh, it's always so nerve-wracking cutting it. Okay. Oh. I keep forgetting I should do the short side first. Okay, so 12. Okay, right there. I will also say this is a paper cutter. There is such thing as a board cutter, which is what I really need. Because whenever I get to the end here, it is a struggle. Also, a lot of people will probably tell me I'm dulling my paper cutter blade by cutting bookboard with it. But at this point, I've had this paper cutter since art school, so it's been through it. I bought it when they had this sale at the art store. And I could not have been happier to buy my own paper cutter. So it still cuts paper, it's still sharp, and it cuts through my boards. Alright, so now we have 12 and 11. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but there's like a little bit of a differentiation, and it's an inch around. So we'll cut another 12. 11 inches. You will work for that, and then that's almost where I'm like, shouldn't it be another 12 inch? Okay. I guess I can explain part of this while that's happening. So we got that, and then we're gonna need a strip that is, let's go with an inch. An inch, and it needs to be an inch by 10. So let's see if this is a 10-inch piece. It is, once we cut. Oh, I needed that to be 12, guys, my brain. Okay, well, this is why we have extra scrap, so we'll use this. Is this 12? Oh, gee willikers, you are. Okay, so this one's 12 right on. And then let's make her an inch. Okay, maybe not. Let's go with 2 inches for right now. Oh, okay. Let's not cut this piece yet, actually, because I'll explain. This is going to be kind of our depth piece. So these are my two 12-inch pieces. Okay. So right now this piece is, it's looking like it's about a 3-inch depth. So the way this works, I guess this might be a way for you guys. Let me turn this way. Okay. So you have your top or bottom, and this would be the other side of your box. And then this piece is going to be your centerpiece. So that's where, in motion, your box will end up looking like this. So this would be your seam and then your top. So that's why I'm like, right now this is 3 inches. So maybe I actually want to make my box that thick because we're gonna make a trap bottom that is probably gonna be maybe to the middle of that. So then that'll be an inch. This is where you gotta be into measuring, which I'm not. This is the one time where I try and be better about measuring and being really spot on with things. So this is 3 inches. To go to the center of that would mean that on either side we're gonna have 1.5 inches of leeway, and then that should leave us enough room. Where are my prints? Let's see. That would be the thing too. Okay. And then really, we have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 prints here. So we put these here. This guy's gonna go here, and then this is also why it would be good to do a mock-up, but I'm just gonna go with it. Yeah. So if we put a false bottom to cover that, and like I said, you would pull this out, and it would reveal prints just like that. It's looking like. Where's my ruler? Let me stop estimating. Okay. So it's looking like that's about a 1/2 inch of depth down there. And that's where, I could make it have more space if I want, so that it's not just right on top. That's something you kind of get to decide. Which definitely means I'm going to have to go buy more book board, because now I'm going to need another 12-inch piece that can go here, because now we still need a piece to be the top of our box. So yeah, I'm going to have to go buy more book board, and we will come back to our box making.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it, yeah.